One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Right now, we're on track for 7 green months in a row. Is Santa Claus going to come to town? Because right now, if we can rally by 0.354%, I know my writing is terrible. I'm sorry. We're going to have another monthly higher high. And that's going to be incredible for these bulls. The reason why is because 7 green months in a row does not happen very frequently. So, have you all been good boys and girls? Because I would like some presents under the tree this year, not some coal. And how do we do that? By making sure we buy the right stocks. Here we can see that Meta is advancing today, and that's based on the news we talked about yesterday, where the head from Apple is now going over to Meta. And we already have Meta in our portfolio. We bought this one at the end of last week, and it's doing quite good for us so far. We're higher here by 2.2%, and our unrealized gains on the account are 24%. So where are we going to go from here? Well, as you know, we're in fully bully boomtown. Buy all dips. We got a 5% dip, and that's a little bit of guacamole on our tacos. The important note that I left you with yesterday was exactly this. We're currently fully bullish on the one-day chart. Let's have a quick look at that. Hey, Santa. Let's go back to here. We look at our one-day chart. There was a little bit of volatility today, but we have a higher low. So that's a pass. So this past here, we have another higher low today. The important question was the daily higher low versus the weekly higher high on a Friday close. That happens tomorrow. So as of right now, if we hold the higher low and we close green on the day tomorrow, we're going to be back above last week's high. What that's going to mean is that we're now going to go to 4 out of 4 on the 1 week chart. Last week, we printed a higher high and closed above. You can see that right here. And now we are printing the higher high and we're currently above. So my base case as of right now is that it's going to hold. We're going to go higher. And then we're going to be back to fully bullish on the 1 day chart with higher lows being sufficient. And on the 1 week chart, we're going to get that exact same note. And then all we do is change the note from the weekly higher low versus the monthly higher high. That's what I joked about at the very beginning here. So if we look a little bit closer, all we need is a 0.4% rally. It's 0.354, I believe. Yeah. So let me type it here because my handwriting is just terrible. 0.354%. If we look up here to the top of the chart, we note that we're currently higher by 0.1%. So if we can rally by 0.2% more and hold it, we're going to be in a monthly higher high and above that high. The exact same thing we just did on the weekly chart is now going to be what we're looking for on the monthly. But we have to close a month out there. So here's the really important distinction. If this week we hold and get above that high, then if higher lows are sufficient, what is our warning for next week? Well, it's exactly what we looked at going into the weekend. We are, right, we had a record close. Right now, we're going to have another record weekly close if we look here. If we close green on the week, we're going to have another record weekly close. When in doubt, be patient. I would argue we're going range bound. This does look like a volume climax, which means that big flush of volume, if we hold and we break the range to the upside, that's really good. So tell me what I need to know going into the end of the week in a preview for next week. Well, I just told you if higher lows are sufficient, that would mean that this low is going to be our defense to hold into next week. Are the bulls going to defend it? Because if they do, the same thing as the 1 day chart, this should lead to a record high. If we don't, that's our warning. It's going to be going below 678.73 or this current weekly low. The other thing I left you with yesterday was that we do have a set of 3 lower lows and 3 higher highs. Forms a bit of a megaphone. Here we have 3 lower lows, 3 higher highs. Now, in the current set, we have 3 lower lows and 3 lower highs. So this time does look different. We need to go to a new all-time high if we're going to break the spell of actually having these lower highs. I don't have a lot more to go through with you, so let me give you a quick update on the notes. If we make a plan, which I've talked about many, many times, click on this link if you want to find out. It's the second link in the description, and it's 100% free. So I mentioned that we currently own Meta, and I'm going to give you a sweet hot tip right now. Let's go sort risk reward. We got DJT up here at the top. We're up by 12%. We talked about ELF before. This one's currently up by 15% for us. I'm going to give you another hot tip here. So we got DJT right here. We got ELF right there. If you want another hot tip, watch for about 2 more minutes. I'll show you exactly how I trade and what I've been working on for a number of years. So I'm not going to waste your time. That's me, by the way. So our job is to choose wisely when we click on buy. My platform has made it really easy to click on buy, but people still seem confused. So we have Meta, that stock went up. We got DJT, that stock went up. We got ELF, that stock went up. What else is going up? Well, right now, my number one gainer is going to be Oust, BMNR, MSOS, ELF, Lumen. Number one gainer on the account? Well, that's DJT. Get over here, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Let's make some money. That's exactly what everyone wants to do. So if we go back to here, the number one thing that we have to watch for is going to be these 5 catalysts here. So if you know the business, my watch list only includes stocks that I know. Is the risk reward above 2? Many other channels tell you that I like this stock. I think it's going to go higher. They draw some lines on the chart. They don't give you an actual order. What I want to do is show you exactly how I make money. I'm able to go up by 24% unrealized. That does not even include all the trades that I exited. AI up by 8. MasterCard up by 2. Oust, trim for 16. UEC, exit for 10. CCJ, exit for 5. URA, exit for 8. RSPT, exit for 6. FLR, exit for 7. And I'll give you the idea right now. No more delays. The most important thing is you need to understand the business and then name the catalyst. So if we go down to here and we look at our current ideas, these are the ones that close out at the end of the week. These are the swing alerts, we call those. So I've talked about FactSet a number of times. This one's in play right now. Our alert is 277.28 and our current price is 278.92. That's a risk reward of 5.3 to 1. I just click on buy right there. Just like Staples, that is easy. Over here for Bumble, same thing. Our alert price is 361. Our current price is 372. It's a risk reward of 4 to 1. Then we got Altria, risk reward of 4 to 1, but it's not currently above the alert price. So what we're trying to do is to time the bottom. We need for this alert price to be higher. Sorry, we need the current price to be higher than the alert price at 4 o'clock on Friday, because these ones we action on the last day of the week. So there you go. Those are your ideas. And since I'm feeling very generous, like our friend, Mr. Santa Claus, I'm going to show you one more trend that I noticed today that I kind of forgot about until just now. So there's this program called Genesis by the president. So Mr. DJT, Donald J. Trump, let's make even more money. If we go through here, there is a really important and curious thing that he talks about. So inside of here, is it this one here? Let me just jump down. Let me just go to my notes, actually, because I got them right here. So what we see here is that they're going to identify national technology and technology challenges within the next 60 days from November 24th. They want to find 20 scientific and technology challenges of national importance to the security assesses to the potential blah, 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 blah. All right, anyways, here's what they include. Advanced manufacturing, biotech, critical materials, nuclear fission and fusion energy, quantum information and sciences, and then semiconductor and microelectronics. A lot of these talks actually had alerts for us, and I've actioned many of them. Here they are right here. QBTS and Rigetti. So if you know what to look for and you know what the trends are, you can identify some money-making opportunities here. So I'll go through these really quickly in order. We got QBTS. Nice. It's up by 14% here. Yep. I do my homework. I look at all these things all the time. Rigetti, RGTI. Boom. There we go. 15%. We have a look here to Oklo. OKLO. Hello there, Mr. Oklo. Looks like it's down in after hours. I'm wondering why. Did they do a raise or something? It's up by 15% on the close. Nice. NKLR. This one's up by 12% on the day. Nice. USAR. I called these out earlier in the day and they just kept chugging. Look at USAR up by 24%. Nice. TE Energy. This one's one I have in my portfolio. Up another 13 today. You go, stud. And then we got critical minerals, CRML, up by 20% today. Whoa. And then we got BE and FLNC. So BE is an energy company, up by 15. And then we got, what was the other one? FLNC. This one makes BESS, or battery energy storage systems, up by 17.5%. Not bad. Then we look at Navitas, NVTS. This one is higher by 8.75. I'm going to sneak one more in here because why not? This one's not related to the others, but it's one that I do own. This is Playboy, up by 18% today. Remember, yesterday we talked about how OpenAI is supposed to be launching that erotica. Well, is there any better brand than Playboy to do that? Is this what the volume is telling us? I don't know. But I've laid out a ton of ideas. And now, really quickly, I'm going to give you the exact orders. So this is fairly easy to look at. We can see, okay, if we're right, we make 5. If we're wrong, we lose 1. And I've gone through and provided all of these notes on here if you want to go back and look. So if you go to the second link in the description, there's the free trades from before. But if you want to know how to buy and how to manage the risk, I go through very specific ideas on here. I show you how my system actually generates these things so you can have a little bit of confidence in what these ideas do. And you can go through here and see all that. So what I want to do right now is to actually show you exact orders. So we're going to go into our idea feed. We're going to type in FDS, MO, and Bumble with commas, hit enter. And now we have the exact orders we're going to be placing on Friday. All I need to do is this. I go over here, I click on buy, order. I already have that stock in my portfolio. Same thing with FDS. So I can't actually order those. I already own them. But if I go to here, if on Friday we close above this alert price for Bumble, that's 361. We're currently at 372. That's why it's green. It's flashing green because it's good. MO, we need 59.02. It's flashing yellow because it is below that alert price. And then for FDS, 277.28. We're currently above that at 278.92. The important parts of these ones right here, it's the stop and the target. The trim is dynamic. I'm not going to get through that for right now, but pause right now if you want to. That's the weight we're going to be buying, and that's going to be proportionate to risking. This will be 0.5%. That'll be 1% and 0.5%. So if that interests you, pause right now. Look at these ideas, and then come back later and see whether or not we were correct. Because that's all I do to order stocks. It's the same thing I did for DJT. It's the same thing I did for ELF. So my goal is to show you not just an idea, but an actual order to make money. What I want to do right now, very briefly, is to show you that if I click on ... I can go to stock chart. What this does is actually shows you the stock chart that we're looking at, FactSet on the 1 week. And this is the screener that our system uses to identify the setup. But more importantly, if we go to ... and click on levels chart, this is where the idea comes through. So I showed you a whole bunch of stuff on a line right there. This might be a little bit easier to visually digest. This is where the idea gets generated from. So here's the current price. That is where we're forecasted to trim at 301.12. That's our stop loss, and that's our target. It's that simple. I'm not going to say, oh, I think Palantir is going to go up, or I think whatever stock's going to go up. No, we screen stocks. We screen over 2,000 individual setups, and then we generate ideas. These ideas look just like this. We get a precise stop, we get a trim, and we get a target. That is it. So pause right now if you want to, or you can go to the board and find out more. And if you want to come trade with me, you can go to thealgo.com. We have registrations open until the end of the year. And that's it for today's video. So I'm going to leave it there. I wish you good luck, and I'll see you back on the next video. Thanks so much. Sorry, what I was going to say is that normally I stream public on Fridays, but going forward, those are going to be private. So if you want to come see exactly what orders I'm going to put in, you can come register at thealgo.com and join me for that private live stream. If not, I'll see you back at the same time, same place on Monday. Thanks so much.